everyone. For this discussion post, I really wanted to focus on my learning about heteronormativity and the impact that that has on sexism and trans oppression in our culture. It was really helpful to better understand how heteronormativity, this concept that there are two fixed structured genders that we have to mold or force ourselves into, how this concept is enforced and perpetuated in a variety of ways. So through our social groups, I think about the nuclear family type and how that type of family is represented in the media and benefited or rewarded through policy in our country. I think about how our cultural practices reinforce gender stereotypes and heteronormativity, such as like gender reveal parties. I think about how these ideas are enforced through our institutionalized structures. For example, one of the readings focused on juvenile youth centers and the ways that heteronormativity is enforced in those systems for youth. And if a youth does not subscribe to heteronormativity, whether it's through their sexual identification or their gender identity or their sexual preference, some of the dangerous methods that are used to try to re-assimilate someone back into this normative structure and the traumatizing effects that can have on someone and how it negates their identity. It was really helpful to better understand heteronormativity in the sense of media representation and how our default use of the heteronormative couple can be hurtful and erase other types of narrative or experience. For example, someone who is pansexual. One of the articles talked about a woman who was pansexual who was grateful for the level of progress that she had seen in how people responded to her relationship with another woman, but almost felt that the amount of positive feedback that she got was almost just as isolating because it was still celebrating the uniqueness of her experience, as opposed to understanding that her sexual preference or how she identifies is just one of many types of sexual preference and identification, and creating a more inclusive environment for everyone does involve creating sort of these normalized perceptions of those experiences and not over celebrating them as to isolate them even more. I can see lots of ways that this would play out in my professional environment. So for example, I think the use of pronouns is incredibly powerful in creating an opportunity for people to express themselves in a non-threatening way. And so how do we encourage, say, our tour guides to include their pronouns in their introductions on youth tours or even adult tours? How do we create opportunities for people to express their gender identity or sexual identity in the programming that we offer in a safe and empowering way? I also think about some more infrastructural elements. So when we think about like the signage that we use for bathrooms, is it inclusive of all genders, and does it make someone feel safe and comfortable using our facilities? When we promote certain types of opportunities, are we promoting them in a sense that we are marketing to a specific demographic, or are we able to open up our ideas to include multiple gender demographics? And how can we actually call that out in a way that celebrates those individuals and lets them know that they belong here with us at the museum? So this module has been really helpful for me in understanding how my experience as a heteronormative woman can, and my influence from where I sit can impact other people. And of course, we're all still learning about the correct terminology and how to do this most effectively, but it was really helpful for me to understand that this is just one other way that we can be more considerate and thoughtful in how we approach our visitors and our peers and colleagues and volunteers in a museum setting. So, thank you.